In a lot of ways, the two boys are the antithesis of each other. Jasper is this very roguish, independent, very assured figure in the town, and Charlie is quite neurotic and quite sensitive. But the book is more or less about discovering what they have in common. That they're very, very similar characters, and despite their surfaces. Charlie Buckton is pushed to the margins in Corrigan simply because he's different. He's this bookish, sensitive, intelligent kid, but he's saved by having this wonderful best friend called Jeffrey Lou, who sort of shares many of the same attributes as him. And Jeffrey's a wonderful character. I fell in love with him instantly. He sort of announced himself into this book and tried to weasel his way into every scene. I think in a lot of respects, Jeffrey is, my crowning achievement as an author. I really enjoyed writing him into this piece. Jeffrey's a 12-year-old Vietnamese Australian kid, and he's a really admirable character. He's ruthlessly bullied in this town, but he's so energetic and unflappable, and he's got this tremendous spirit and a great sense of humour. I think more than anything in this book I enjoyed writing the dialogue. Charlie and Jeffrey, because they're marginalised for being intelligent in this town, they sort of tend to want to celebrate those aspects of themselves in their own interplay. They have this kind of over-academic language, but with very, very childish themes, which leads to some funny conversations, about the nature of superheroes and many ridiculous hypothetical questions. People often ask me which of the three boys of Charlie, Jeffrey, or Jasper I most readily identify with, and I actually think I'm fairly evenly distributed through the three boys' characters. I got to know Charlie the best, and I think he probably more, richly represents my character. I was a kind of geeky kid growing up in a country town who loved books, but it was always a very secretive affair for me. It was a kind of solitary enterprise, and I didn't really have anyone to talk to about it. But there's a very antagonistic, cheeky side of my character, I think, which I was able to kind of let loose with Jeffrey Lou. And I actually think the older I get, the more I'd kind of like to be Jasper Jones, a little more assured, a little more independent, and a little stronger-willed maybe.